Hello, friends. Welcome to Hey Mom, Play This. I'm Kimmy Amber, and today is Storytime Saturday. We've been working our way through the life of Lyric. This is the final chapter in the story. There's 7. We have watched her grow up from a little girl. We've watched her go through heartache and loneliness and a resurgence of her little town. And now we're going to finish out her story.
Nearly 3 decades have passed since I stood on the king's dais. 3 decades of love and laughter, song and sentiment, friendships old and new.
Working.
Is that what it all meant, then? The grand lesson to take away from an exceedingly ordinary life? The reason for holding on through winter, through times of shadow? That there will always be light waiting on the other side, and that you can still help folks in the meantime. I know the other villagers worry, so I've kept quiet on my nightly strolls. It's easy knowing the steps like the back of my hand. These days it isn't the creaking of floorboards to listen for, but the creaking of my old bones. Once more, then, out into my beloved fireside.
So this is Lyric's Inn, the Sleepy Dragon. And it's a narrative, if you haven't watched any of the rest of them, which are archived on my YouTube channel, Hey Mom, Play This. But narrative games are influenced by the decisions that you as the player make. Lyric is an innkeeper on a quiet mountainside where heroes have a tendency to come on their adventures. They stop at the Sleepy Dragon, and she just runs the inn because not everybody can be a hero, right? But you've got to watch her story to understand that what she just said about an ordinary life is not entirely true. Hers was a very, I won't say extraordinary, but definitely not what we would classify as ordinary. Amazing things happened to her. Dramatic and heartrending things happened to her. And though those are normal in life, how she dealt with them, pretty above ordinary, I think. Another party of would-be heroes finding rest at the Sleepy Dragon. The king sent his personal cleric when word reached the capital that I'd been ill. It's still hard to believe, but he never forgot me. How many adventurers have stayed in this room over the decades? Miss Molly's lessons never taught me how to count that high. Strange how empty rooms always manage to fill themselves up with old junk and piles of useless trinkets given enough time. Oh, she has a new kitty. Huh. We'll come back to the kitty. Perhaps in the morning I'll play another song. I always kept a soft spot in my heart for old Kitty, so when this little one showed up at our doorstep, I couldn't turn her away. Good Kitty. Please don't tattle on me for being out of bed. Oh. And this is Fireside. Warm beds and brews for weary travelers. The Sleepy Dragon. Favorite spot? Come now, Lyric. You can handle one short walk around the village without needing to rest your bones. Ursula's Enchanted Stoneware. Enchanted Stoneware used to be an apothecary store. Inquire inside about our signature Dreamspun ceramics. It's the middle of the night, so I'm going to guess that all these doors are going to be locked. Well, maybe not. Okay. Smoke rising from the chimney of this old building. I thought it would be a more joyous sight. Instead, it's bittersweet. The new proprietor is kind enough and certainly skilled at whatever craft it is he practices. Some sort of pottery, I can recall that much. I try not to hold on to the past too tightly. Change can be good, but it's hard when you start to feel the world leaving you behind. This was the tailor's house, best friend's house. Mint threads, all your favorite styles and specialty apparel. At first, it was quite surreal seeing a new family take over this old shop. I've gotten used to it by now. Mostly, anyway. I appreciate that they've always been kind and friendly, despite not always seeing eye to eye on village issues. In such outlandish fashion. If their style is truly the standard in the capital city, I'm happy to be here in Fireside. I do still miss Kelsey on occasion. I simply can't help it. But it eases my heart knowing she found a happy life for herself out there. The entire village moved. Left the village at one point. Albie has gone through so many versions of himself over the decades, I barely recognize him anymore. Not unlike the rest of us, I suppose. Hello, little bunny. Nope, nothing there. I used to think this windmill was haunted. The old windmill has always set such a pretty silhouette against the starry sky. I'm glad we could repair it all those years ago. Perhaps it's silly or overly sentimental, but reliable, mundane things can offer such profound comfort. Oh, look, a trash panda. One of my favorite spots to sit and read in the sunshine, which turns into an inadvertent nap more often than I care to admit. Oop, fire. So sweet of the younger folks to invite me to their campfire last night, but I wouldn't have wanted to impose on their fun. Does that go all the way through? Might all go all the way through, but we're not going to go that way. Oops, stuck on a flower. Noah and Emma have become such skilled farmers. They're able to grow crops I never would have imagined could grow in Pireside. The hilt and hammer, reliable weapons and armor at affordable prices. Despite her brave face, I know Brianna struggled running the workshop on her own after so many decades sharing the load with Isaac. I always held out hope he'd move back to Pireside, but I suppose life had other plans. Their shop in Hogg's Harbor was flourishing. When I heard news of his passing, I was heartbroken, and yet there's comfort in knowing the twins are together again. I don't know much about the young blacksmith Brianna chose to take over. He seems capable enough and always courteous. Change begets change, and the wheels of time continue to turn. Or the water wheel in this case. So Brianna, that infers, has died. She was a few years older than Lyric, so not an unreasonable, we have to go to this town. Not an unreasonable surmise. Serenity Farmhouse, fresh homegrown produce available at our stall. Thank all the stars in the sky that Noah and Emma came to Pireside when they did. They truly turned this village around. Over the years, the two of them have become beloved neighbors and dear friends. Honestly, I couldn't imagine life here without them. Oh, and it's always a true delight when their daughter drops by for an extended visit. Such a lovely girl. Whip smart, too. Mr. William and Miss Molly would be absolutely over the moon if they could see the legacy of their old farmhouse. Serenity Barnyard, take care not to disturb our birds and beasts. That sign has been there forever. From what I've heard, these were the last domesticated oryx in the entire kingdom until winter ended and more could be bred. Would they have been better off out in the wild? Would they have even survived those frigid times? It's something I often wonder. Either way, I do love hanging around them. A precious connection to a childhood many decades gone. Nope. Well, let me go through there. Okay, let's go this way then. Nope. Another raccoon. Amazing that we can feed the entire village and still have this much surplus left to sell. Our quest board has gotten less exciting over the years. with deadly monsters becoming more and more of a rare sight in the overworld. Not a terrible problem to have, all things considered. Oop, what's this? How long has it been since I visited the manna tree? Perhaps I could stop by for a moment before heading home. I'm going to say not just yet right now, because that sounds like a move on in the story, and we're not ready to do that. We want to find out what else Lyric has to say. Whoop. Who would have thought the royal knight who accompanied me to the capital all those years ago would one day move to Pyreside? I was sad, though not surprised, when Hazel decided to move away. But Bors has been a kind neighbor and a reliable friend. As long as he's stationed in that old cabin on the cliff, I'm confident our little village will be well looked after. So I can't go over to the little cabin? Nope. Perhaps I should visit the old manna tree? I guess it wants us to go that way. So we'll go that way. Should be just beyond this thicket. Although stars, it does seem quite a bit darker through here than I remember. Oh, Lyric, you've been this way hundreds of times before. Have you really managed to get yourself turned around? And has it always been so foggy in this patch of woods? Perhaps I should rest a moment before pressing on much further. Yes, I'll rest here. Just for a moment. That doesn't sound good. She is not by the manna tree. Looks like she's on the cliff, on the backside of the mountain.
I've gone out on my own. I know that now. These past few days I've been confined to my bed to rest up. Or has it been weeks? I suppose it doesn't matter. I find myself overcome with that curious longing unique to the end of things. The dregs of a warm cup of tea. The moment the setting sun gets swallowed up in a twilight sky. The final chapter of your favorite fantasy novel. Content, but wishing it could have lasted just a bit longer. My novel. My story. It's meant little to a lot of folks, but an awful lot to a few. Noah and Emma among them. They're here now. Beside me. Eyes shut, I can see them still. I see their faces, full of love. I see all the moments across the years that have brought them here to be with me now. And I swear I can see something else, warm and wondrous, shimmering just beyond the window glass. Tiny, twinkling pyre lights.
Okay, eyeballs. Like, that can't be the end, is it? I mean, it could be. Sleep tight, little one. You'll never know the comfort it's brought me having you dozing there at the foot of my bed. Well, I suppose one journal entry had to be the last. No, we're not going to have anything to say about these, are we? Oh, we didn't play a song. Oh, it didn't give us the option, though, did it? It said maybe in the morning. Still a fire in the hearth. Good. Who's taking over the inn? There were so many decision points. You could play this game multiple times and end up with a different story.
Which one? No.
And now she's a kid again. Oh, we're going to walk her through her life. It's fun. This was... Is that William? Her puppy dog, Echo. Mr. Byrne. And Brianna and Isaac. Brianna and Isaac were twins. They were the blacksmith. It's such pretty little art. I really enjoyed this story, although there were 4 or 5 times that it actually had me in tears. I'm not entirely certain who all those people were. It would have to have gone back to recognize the characters. Okay, so this is, I think, Mr. Byrne again. And the new couple, Emma and Noah. Oh, back to being a kid. Her Nana. And her parents. Oh, well, I guess we could have finished this last weekend. 33 minutes. All right, so that being said, I obviously need another story for Storytime Saturday. Or I'll have to pick a different game and it stop being Storytime Saturday. So this is what I'm going to do for tonight because I don't have anything planned. Because I figured this would take another 30 minutes or so. Don't have anything planned. I don't have a camera, so we can't just sit here and chat while the downloader I thought had already downloaded installs Guild Wars 2 on my computer. So I am going to actually go off stream for long enough for this to load. And then I'm going to come back and make my character on screen. So short break, go do whatever. I will be back in a little while. Just keep an eye out for the go live notification. And I will see you in a little bit. Thanks for coming along to hear the end of Lyric's story and a story beside, where she shows you can be the hero in your own story. Thank you for coming along. This is Hey Mom, Play This. I'm Kimmy Amber. And I will see you in our next game or story.